Hello everyone, so what we're going to do today, we're going to do a real world long-term review of the Hutchinson Caracal Race TLR 40 tyres. I've had these personally for about 6 months. There's the tyres on my bike. Hutchinson Caracal Race TLR 40. What we're going to do, we're going to find out, are these any good? What I've found in the real world, is it worth buying them with your own money? Because that's what I did with these. So let's get stuck in. So what we'll do today, we'll cover the specs, we'll cover what they were like to mount, what they feel like when you're on the road on different surfaces, grip and comfort and that kind of stuff. I'll give you some pros and cons, what I found personally, and then we'll kind of give you a summary at the end. So we'll work through everything. So just let's see what they look like. That's a Specialized Diverge carbon gravel bike, and I think they look pretty smart actually, with the side tan sidewalls on them. So we'll get delving in and see what we can find out. There you go, Hutchinson Racing Lab tubeless ready Caracal Race 40mm 700C tyres. Basically I've got the, like I say, I've got the tan sidewall. You can see I've been using these, they're full of dust and everything. They're on a set of Hunt Gravel Race disc wheels, and their internal width on those is 24mm and the rim depth is 17mm. Now what they've got on these things, they've got a central slick tread with little knobbles on the shoulders, and the central slick tread, it's a mouthful, is obviously designed for on tarmac on the road, and then these little knobbles are for when you've gone off-road and you need a little bit more grip on gravel and tow paths and that kind of stuff. So that's what they look like. What I'll do, I'll flash up some specs on the screen covering the exact specs. I get all my stuff from bicyclerollingresistance.com, which is a brilliant website. You can get stuff off there for free, but I subscribe because it's just so good and it's only cheap. But that's what they look like on the bike. As you can see how dusty these things are. I've had these things on now for about 6 months, something like that, and they're not really showing any signs of wear at the moment. Still in really good nick, loads of life in those things, and dust all over the place. But yeah, so I'll flash the specs up from Bicycle Rolling Resistance. But in terms of claims, the manufacturer claims that these are the fastest gravel tyre on the market. They're made with a SwiftEasy casing and a Mach 3.0 compound, and semi-slick tread, like I've just showed you. That's a semi-slick tread there, with the knobbles on the sides. And they weigh about 475 grams each. And I've found these do weigh about the same. They weigh about what the manufacturer specs. So there's not really any weight discrepancy as to what they're advertising. Now, I'm not a bike mechanic. I'm just a basic home user who does his best with a set of spanners and some tyre levers and stuff. But I didn't have any trouble whatsoever mounting these on these Hunt Race gravel rims. Did it by hand, and the last bit I just used a tyre lever just to flip the last bit of the tyre on, but no problem getting them on. Got the tyres on, managed to even, as I say, I'm an amateur, but I've managed to even line the logo up with the logo on the tyre, so it looks pretty neat. Had no problem doing that. And I inflated these with just a standard track pump. I didn't need any kind of compressor or anything like that. Didn't need a high volume pump, just use a normal track pump, and the inflated first time without a problem. So yeah, ease of mounting, absolutely no problem whatsoever, dead simple. I think anyone who's got basic kind of bike home mechanic skills, you can change a tube or something like that, change a tyre, you'd have no problem putting these on whatsoever. In terms of pressures, the maximum pressure you can have on these is 51 PSI, I think that's 3.5 bar. It's got the specs on the tyre actually. If we spin that round, let's have a look. Hutchinson, made in France, 700 by 40C. Maximum pressure is 3.5 bar, 51 PSI. I've actually got these inflated up to 50 PSI, which is probably quite high for a set of gravel wheels, but I tend to do most of my riding on the road. So yeah, I've got them, let's give it a little thumb test. But basically, yeah, they're pretty solid down in the minute, 50 PSI. That's virtually the maximum you can put in them. But yeah, that's where I've got them up to. I put some sealant, tubeless sealant, just in through the tyre valve. I've got removable valve cores on my tyres. Took that out, put some sealant in, muck off sealant. Not had any problems with them whatsoever. And the beads seated really easily on these tyres, on these Hunt gravel wheels, sorry. Seated without a problem. So yeah, no problems whatsoever mounting, inflating or putting sealant in them, dead simple. Now these are the first set of Hutchinson tyres I've ever had. I normally have Continental, or I normally use Pirellis, but my Pirelli road tyres, I've been checking on rollingresistance.com, and these are virtually the same rolling resistance as a set of Pirelli 32 race TLR P0 race speed core tyres. So the rolling resistance on these, when you're on the road, when you're on the tarmac, it's similar to kind of a racing tyre from one of the top brands. There's not much difference in the rolling resistance. At 50 psi, which is what I've got them set up at, so let me just check my notes, 50 psi, then according to bicyclerollingresistance.com, the rolling resistance is 11.4 watts, and a Pirelli P0 race speed core tubeless ready, 32mm, which is slightly slimmer than this. The rolling resistance on those are 11.9 watts if inflated to 55 psi. So similar-ish to a really good set of racing road tyres. So not a million miles, and I've not noticed a million miles of difference when I've been riding them on the road. Yeah, so really good rolling resistance on these in terms of what the technology, what the specs say, and what you actually find on the road. But that's enough of me whittering on now. What we're going to do, we've got quite a miserable day today. It's summer in the UK, it's been wet. I've been waiting for a wet day to review these, to be honest with you, but it's wet, a bit miserable. So we're going to get I'll get the mud guards on. We'll go for a ride, we'll do some different surfaces, we'll do gravel, we'll do road, that kind of stuff, and we'll have a chat and see how we get on as we get going on the different surfaces. But I'll chuck my mud guards on because I don't want to get full of muck. See you in a bit. I've just remembered that my clip-on SKS mud guards, I can't put them on with these tyres because they're slightly too wide. The width for these things is just that tiny bit too wide, and the little metal piece on the mud guards it kind of catches on the edge. So yeah, I need to get a new set of mud guards for these actually, to be honest with you. But we'll risk it today. I'll go out and I'll get full of muck in the name of the review. Never mind, so I should be absolutely splattered by the time I get home because it's quite wet. But yeah, we'll see how we got on. But yeah, that's the first cock up by me of the day, thinking I could put my mud guards on when I can't. So what I've done, I've angled the camera down a little bit towards where the tyre is. We're not too bothered about the views today, we're looking at what the tyre's doing, so I've angled it down a little bit there. This is obviously on a road, I'm on tarmac, absolutely brilliant. I've just took off a pair of Continental tyres, just swapped my wheels, put these on. Can't tell the difference, to be honest. Yeah, there's quite a bit of wind today, I'm out into the wind, but these roads are kind of, I'm hoping they'll be quite wet, and they're drying out a little bit, but it's going to be showers today. I've been waiting for a wet spell, just so I could use these things in the wet, so we'll try and get them wet. I'm going to get wet, because I've got no mud guards on. We are at the minute on the road. These are really, really comfortable, roll really, really well. Doing about 18 mile an hour, something like that. Can't even feel it, not a problem. Let's kind of just brake at the last moment. Yeah, just spin it left and right there, brilliant grip. So let's just whiz round some of these roads there on the tarmac again. I'm in the wrong gear. But when you're on tarmac with these things, it's kind of, it's hard to describe, there's no right and wrong answer, but it's just, they just feel like cushioned, smooth, takes the vibrations out of the road. Really, really comfortable, really, really smooth, grippy. I'm kind of leaning quite hard to the left there. Really grippy, yeah. So, anything on tarmac, it's just starting raining actually. But anything on tarmac, we'll do another quick review on tarmac after, a bit quicker. But yeah, it's just starting pouring down. We'll change the surface and try and get on a bit of gravel. So in the interest of honesty, I said I was going to do a wet weather test. Look at the state of me. Absolutely dripping. It's pouring down out there. But you know, I will soldier on. I'll do it for the viewers. We'll get a proper test done in the wet weather. Horrible. But you've got to test this equipment in these conditions, haven't you? Where's my mud guards? There you go, this is kind of a farm track. This is really, really loose gravel. In the rain, in the name of research. But yeah, absolutely no problem. Gripping really well on here. Nice and steady, nice and comfy. Plush feeling. Comfortable cushion feeling. Absolutely no problem. Let's just jump over onto the other side of it. We'll just lift the bike over. I'll just stop the tape and then we'll carry on. So let's just carry on these kind of gravel paths. These go into kind of a bit of mud in a moment. Now obviously the camera's going to be full of water today. It's absolutely pouring down. But somebody did ask me to test these tyres when it was wet. So I hope I get a thank you for this, because I'm going to be absolutely soaking and caked in mud here. But this is a mud farm track across the country. I'll have to keep wiping the lens because otherwise you won't see anything. But again, this can get quite muddy down here at times. But these things, yeah, they're weird. They just plough through anything. Doesn't seem to matter what the surface is. They just crack on. And you never feel unstable with it. You never feel like they're going to kind of lose grip or you're going to fall off. But I'll just leave this running because it's quite an uneven, muddy section, this. Over cobbly bits, muddy bits, little single track bit here. Through a bit of grass. Really bumpy. But yeah, no problem whatsoever. Grip really, really well. So in terms of kind of gravel, mud, off-road sections, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We'll bring you back in a bit when we're on another kind of off-road section. I think there's a little bit of a climb. We'll have a look up there. This is quite a novel test. Basically riding through long grass. And again, I'm making no pace, but what would you expect? Soaking through, no problem whatsoever. Whew. Okay, so we've got a sharp left bend here. We'll whiz it round the bend fast as we can. Let's see how the grip is round this bend. Yeah, absolutely fine. And then we're just going to hit, this is really rough here, really rough. We're going to hit a section of cobbles in a minute. So we'll give it the cobble test. Like I say, this is a gravel track, quite bumpy. Here's the cobbles. Whoa, yeah. And, you know, I'm doing 15 mile an hour here, uphill, up a set of cobbles, so what more can you expect? But that's, you know, compared to my road tyres, that's like sitting in your armchair. That's really good. My road tyres, I have to tend to ride on the edges here. I can't ride up the middle like this in normal road tyres, so impressive. Yeah, very good. Comfortable, dampens out the vibration better as it can. Chalk and cheese compared to a road tyre. Right turn here. And then we've got a bit of a climb here now, a gravel climb. May as well leave the camera running. And as I say, I'll just wipe the lens. And this is what these tyres are really made for, this sort of surface. And smooth as silk, uphill. We're going about 5% climb this according to the Garmin. 12 mile an hour on gravel, bang on. Okay, We've got a sharp left bend coming up here, over that bridge. Fine that. That was me braking too hard too late. But never worried, not concerned. Great grip. For those of you who, like me, you do most of your riding on the road, let's give it another road test here on a reasonably fast section. So let me jump into the road here, 1 second. We're going to turn left at these traffic lights. Then we got quite a long section for a couple of miles, quite a quick section downhill. Let's see how these perform, where that learner's going. Say the roads are a bit damp today, a little bit wet. I'm not feeling overly strong, but let's see how these perform. I'm getting slowed down here, so by the learners. So we're doing there. What are we doing? 24 mile an hour. 26. Really smooth. 27 and a half. 28. Into the wind, into the rain. Doing 29 mile an hour. I can't go any quicker because the car's in front. So I'm braking because of the learner driver ahead. But I can't do a proper test because I can't compare it because the road's closed and I'm being slowed down here. But you'll easily get over 30 miles an hour in these if you're fairly fit on the flat. And then we go down a big hill in a minute. So I'll just leave this running. It's absolutely pouring down. This is a proper test. Whew. 32 mile an hour. And I'm braking. Oh man, come on. So yeah, all I can say about that, I can't do a time comparison, but I normally get up to around 32, 33 mile an hour there on my road tyres, and this easily does it. These Hutchinson Caracal Race, unbelievable. And it's absolutely soaking now into the wind, smooth as silk, grip like anything. Yeah, superb. Ooh, what's the dog? Horse muck. Oh, I love these tyres. Love these tyres. Comfortable, comfortable, comfortable. Yeah. So let's draw a conclusion, let's do a summary. What are these tyres like? Are they any good? Are they worth it? Well, basically, yes, yes and yes. From someone who's never used Hutchinson tyres before, this is the first ever pair I've had. I've always been Pirelli and Continental, all the main brands. First time we use these, absolutely brilliant. The pros, they roll really, really well on the road, on gravel, on mud, whatever you want to go on. The rolling resistance on these is really low. They roll just like a quick road tyre. I think they look really cool. I say it's wet today, so I don't know if this is coming across on the camera really well, but I think the tan sidewalls look great. So yeah, they look really good. Value for money, they cost about £50 UK pounds. A little bit pricey, but you can get a pair of new tyres for about £100 UK price, which is not astronomical in today's tyre market when you can pay 100 quid for one tyre from one of the other brands. Yeah, so they look good, roll well, decent value, really, really comfortable. I think it's due to the width of the tyres and kind of the low pressure in them, 50 psi in mine. You can run them a lot lower than that for gravel, but I'm mainly on road. But really comfortable, plush, comfortable, cushioned ride, takes all the chatter, all the vibration out of the road. On the roads in the UK, I mean, everybody knows the roads in the UK are so bad, potholes and that kind of thing. These help, never going to cure it, but they help take some of the vibration out. So yeah, that's in terms of the pros. Let me just see if there's anything else that I want to kind of say about the positives to these things. The grip is really, really good. All surfaces, I mean, I've just made my way across roads and then up through a country park here and up some gravel tracks. Just grips on everything. Grips on absolutely everything. Always confidence inspiring, never feel like they're going to slide from underneath you, that you're going to kind of lose grip. And today I've done a wet test. I've actually ridden across grass today as well, but grip well on tarmac, grip well on gravel, grip well on light mud. Yeah, so the grip's really good. They're easy to mount. For somebody like me, I'm not a bike mechanic, I'm not a bike mechanic expert, but I managed to mount these myself. Didn't need anyone else to hold anything or stop the tyre popping off the rim when I was trying to mount them. Mounted really easily, set up tubeless really easily, and yeah, they're just really, really good. And I've had no punctures so far. Obviously, puncture resistance it's one of those things, isn't it? You either get a thick, really heavy tyre that's never going to puncture, you get something really light that's prone to punctures, or you get something in the middle. I think these really are kind of middle ground. Not had any punctures. Done, I don't know, about 500 miles on them, something like that at the moment. Never had a puncture. Still in brilliant condition. Yeah, so all round, they're the pros. Really, really good tyres. So we talked about the pros. There's got to be some cons, and yeah, there is. As far as I found it, I think the only real cons are the weight, slightly heavier. If you're used to really, really lightweight road tyres, these things 475 grams each, so slightly heavier. But with that weight, you're getting kind of extra grip, extra knobbles for off-road sections on the shoulders. So that's one thing. One of the other cons is they only come in one size, so they're 40mm wide. Which this is a gravel bike, so they look okay on this, but for a road bike, if it's an older road bike, you're probably not going to get them between the forks. So they're slightly wide, 40mm. I wish they did them slightly slimmer than that, maybe about 35, but 40mm, slightly wide, slightly heavy. But apart from that, I can't think of any other cons. That's about it. So conclusion, a summary, would I recommend these things? Would I recommend the Hutchinson Caracal Race TLR 40? It's a definite yes. A big thumbs up from me. Absolutely brilliant tyres. As I say, the only problems I've had, one of the tyres, I think it's the front one. I had the sidewalls, the tan sidewalls, it kept losing pressure, the tyre, really, really slowly, like a slow puncture, even slower than a slow puncture. Couldn't find what it was. It wasn't the valve, checked everything, put it into some water, and it was actually seeping air out of the tan sidewall here, all the way around the tyre. Tiny, tiny fraction of air coming out, making it lose pressure over a few days. Probably should have sent the tyre back, that might be a slight fault, but they've never gone down while I've been riding, never had a problem. Top them up every few days, absolutely brilliant. But yeah, highly recommended. Look really cool. Slightly big for if you want them for racing on the road, no. You want a race tyre. If you want them for mountain biking, no. They're not going to be a mountain bike tyre. They're designed for that in between. They're a gravel tyre, but you can easily use those year round on the road. Use them for bike packing, bike touring, that kind of thing. Really, really comfortable. Roll really well. Don't notice a massive difference between them and my summer road tyres when I'm on the road. But yeah, it's a massive thumbs up from me. Decent value at around £50. I'd quite happily leave them on all year round without a problem. Hope that helped. If you're liking the video, give us a thumbs up. Click subscribe if you want to, it's totally free, and click the bell notification. Feel free to comment below. What are your tyres? What do you use? What do you use for year round? What do you use for gravel? What do you use for road? Have you used these? Do you think they're any good? Do you think they're rubbish? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you soon.